Hello everybody, it is Christine. If you are new around here, I'm a homeschooling mama of 3 kids. They are 5 and under, and they are a lot of work. In fact, this is take 4 of this video because that is how many times I have had to stop and start recording because of lots of different things. I asked them to please be quiet because, well, not even to be quiet, but not to disturb me because I needed to film a video. I should never have said anything. I should have just quietly gone away and pretended like I was doing nothing exciting. Anyway, we will get into this video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some Christmas school options. I'm excited to share these with you because I feel like there are more and more Christmas curriculums coming available. Even this year, I've noticed a few more. And so I'm going to share with you what we are doing this year, and also what options there are and things that I'm planning on using in the future, that kind of thing. I have not filmed in a couple of weeks, so I'm sorry if anyone cares where I've been. I always feel like conceited when I'm like, oh yes, doesn't everyone miss me? But in all honesty, I took a break from basically everything work related because I was burnt out, petered out, totally done. We really stripped back school to the bare minimum, and I took a big break, and that's why I haven't been here. I haven't really been on Instagram. I've just been like hibernating for the last month or so, and I'm slowly starting to feel like I can face things again. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like immediately after I shared a video about how to avoid burnout, what to do when you're burnt out. So just, my advice, take everything with a great pinch of salt. All right, enough rambling. Let's get into talking about Christmas school. So it is that time of the year coming right up. It is my favorite time of the year. If you are unaware, I live in New Zealand, so we're in the southern hemisphere, which means our summer falls over December through February, and our Christmas is a warm Christmas. It's also my birthday right after Christmas. It's just a really fun time of year for us. Our school year here ends in December. We will be finished at the end of November, and then we're going to do Christmas school during December. So it's not like real school. It's more just like fun, organized Christmas activities. But we did it last year, and I really enjoyed it, and my kids really enjoyed it. And so I wanted to do it again this year, but there are more options this year. And I'll tell you, I was planning on doing a specific curriculum, which I am going to talk about. And then it was like right in that stage where I was just feeling so burnt out, and I couldn't fathom trying to organize anything new. And so I decided to just stick with what we did last year and do it again this year. And then there's also another curriculum that I'm going to talk to you about, which it's not sponsored, but I was given the curriculum to review, but I wasn't asked to share it or anything like that. So I'm sharing it because I think it will be a really great option for lots of people. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's talk about Christmas curriculum. This is what we used last year. It is the Gather Round Christmas unit. I have done a review of this. I will link that video here for you. We used this last year. We really enjoyed it. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I mean, my kids were obviously a year younger, so I had a 4.5-year-old and a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. I feel like this is going to be great this year because they're just that much older. So with Gather Round, you get a teacher's guide. Now, you can either pay for the printed versions of these and get them shipped to you, or you can buy the digital copy. And I bought the digital copy. I can't remember how much it cost. I'm thinking maybe like 20 or 30 US dollars, maybe. I'm just throwing, this was a year ago, guys. Like, we know that 2020 has been like 5 years in one, so forgive me if I don't remember. But basically, you get a teacher's guide, and then you get several different levels, so it covers everything from like preschool through to high school. And this year, I printed off the pre-reader, which this is the youngest one, the youngest level or the lowest level for my daughter Annie, who is 4. And there's no real like writing or anything involved in here. It's just lots of coloring. I will go into further depth, but there is a review of this as well. So if you want like a real in-depth view, go and look at that video. And then I printed off the early reader for my son, Jack. So there's not a huge deal of difference between these two, but there is a little bit. Also, I was like super organized and printed these out in like September or October. And then they sent out an update to the digital one. So I was like kind of kicking myself because they made it just that much prettier and all the rest of it. So yeah, just if you have this, I hope you haven't printed it out yet from last year because they've updated it. But it is great. I love that they have sent out the update for free, and it means that when we use it again, you know, it's all updated. So yeah, these are, the way that this works is it's broken down into 3 weeks, and there's 4 lessons per week. So it's basically a 4-day week, which is just so nice. And I love it because it's not really school. Like, you do some reading together, and it is like Charlotte Mason inspired. There's a recommended book list, but you don't have to have any of those. Like, they are just purely recommended. She does have a supplies list, which is super helpful in there in the teacher's guide. And she does have like a planning page in here. I don't use any of this stuff because I have my own planner. And then there, for every day, there's a lesson. And so here it kind of gives you an overview of like the things that you're going to do. And then there's Mary's story, and it goes through like the key figures in the nativity, or key figures, the key people in the nativity. And so it is very much a Christ-focused curriculum. I said this in my review video. The only negative I really had about this was that there were a lot of errors that I picked up in it, and I'm talking about like spelling errors and stuff, not like doctrinal or anything like that. But they have since updated it, so I'm sure that they've gone through and fixed a lot of those. I haven't looked at it in great detail. But what I do like about this is that you can use it year after year. Like I said, we used it last year because my kids are all going up a level. Yes, we're repeating the same stories and things, but it's got different kind of, it's got the same activities, but different ways of going into depth in those activities so that they're working on their skills a little bit more. I also feel like after a whole year, you kind of forget a lot of things, and when they're so little, it's really great to be able to go over it again. So now let me talk about the curriculum that we were going to use this year, but now I've decided to leave it until next year, and that is Christmas with Tales. This curriculum is amazing. Okay, so if you have never heard about this, it is, I don't know when exactly it came out. I want to say like a year or 2 ago. Basically, it is an add-on to the preschool and early elementary curriculum, A Year of Tales, which is based off of Beatrix Potter's books. Okay, Peter Rabbit, all those, the Cottontail Bunny sisters, whatever, you know. I don't know. Words are hard today. It's beautiful. It's really beautifully laid out. I think, from memory, it's the same sort of thing where it's like 3 weeks and 4 days a week, I think. Oh no, it does have 5 days a week. Okay, yes. So it works the same way as the Year of Tales curriculum does, where it's broken down into different things. So it's got reading, reflection, journey, create, and give. And everything in here is optional, and that's what I really like, is that she gives you permission to pick what is going to be achievable for your family and enjoyable for your family, and to leave the rest. And this is very much optional. It's for preschool and early elementary, and if you're following the Charlotte Mason philosophy, which this is based off of, you wouldn't even be teaching preschoolers in a formal setting. So I love that you can just have the permission to do what works for you. So you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, week 1, and so for reading it goes over the Taylor of Gloucester. I think that's how you say the name. I have no idea how you say that word. That's how I've always said it in my head, so if you're from there, let me know if I said it totally wrong, by Beatrix Potter. Anyway, and then reflection, it talks about the character of empathy. So you would go over that character trait. There's like beautiful pictures and stuff in here that go with that. They've got an activity. So this is an evergreen hunt. So this is the journey, and you would go looking for evergreen and discuss it. So it's a bit of nature study in there. Create Christmas embroidery. So they'll have an activity. It goes into depth about what you would do with that. And then give, hand sewn fur pillow. So that evergreen that your children went and collected, like the little furs and everything, they would put into a pillow that they've made. So this could go on for like, I think you could use this for more than early elementary, to be honest. But you'll see that there's something every single day for like the create and the journey. So I would say a lot of us would not be able to fit that in, so it's totally fine if you can't. But it's like a great idea palette is what I would call it. And here, like she's written Monday here, and it's got all of the different things here and more details on what to do. I don't know if I have, there's like recipes, and they've got the recipe in here. Yeah, so I think it was just 3 weeks, but let me just double check. Okay, I take it back. It was actually 4 weeks, and also I just had like a big sneezing fit, so if I look all red and flustered, that's why. Hello, hay fever. There's actually 4 weeks, but it just says here, gentle holiday learning covering literature, character, Bible, poetry, simple recipes, nature studies, handcrafts, and giving. So this is beautiful, and I'm planning on using it next year because, sneak peek into next year's curriculum, I'm planning on using A Year of Tales as part of our curriculum for next year. So if you're looking for something Charlotte Mason inspired, based on the classics, this is a really great option. It was very affordable as well. I want to say I only paid like $20-something for it, US dollars. I'll have everything linked in the description below so you can go and check it out. So that is the other option. The only reason I didn't go for it is because it just had like some supplies that I didn't have at home, and I would, like I said, I was just feeling flustered and not organized enough to go through this. It does have a weekly planning list for every week. It also has a book list, and it tells you which books are absolutely like essential books that are part of it. And then it also has somewhere where it shows you all the supplies that you need. So you can see a preview of it online though as well. Okay, and finally, the last Christmas curriculum that I'm going to talk about is from Campfire Curriculums. It's their Christmas unit. I have not had a chance to go through this in depth, to be honest with you. I have had a look through it though a little bit, and I will put here, I haven't printed it out because I literally looked at it on Sunday night. It's now Wednesday, and it's been a full week so far. So I haven't printed it out, but I will show you like a screen recording of me scrolling through it, which I'll hopefully be able to overlay here somewhere. And basically it works very, very similarly to the Gather Round curriculum. It is different in content. I don't want you to think that they've like copied them, because it's nothing like that. But it is set out in a similar way where there's like 3 weeks. I have to double check. I think it's 3 weeks of lessons. What I liked about this one, and that I did notice was different, is that they have like really compelling and interesting stories that they've written into it that are like based on biblical principles and fictitious biblical characters. So it'll tell you like a story that's set in that time. And I just found the stories really engaging. So I think I actually preferred that to the Gather Round curriculum, and it's definitely something that I would like to do with my kids. I just can't fit it in this year. So I don't know. I might change my mind. I might end up printing it off and using it this year instead of Gather Round. I don't know. I'm like, got too many choices. It's too hard. But we'll see if I have the energy to print it off and look through that. But I just wanted to give them a recommendation because I think that it does look like really great content. It's beautiful inside. And I love the concept where it's like truly is to come together. That's why they're called Campfire Curriculums, because it's all about like gathering together as a family, as even like not just family, but friends, and learning from one another, and learning together. So it's a really beautiful philosophy, and I think that their curriculum is great. So please go and check them out. I'll have their unit linked down below, and obviously I would have shown you a little bit in this video. I also will try and remember to link a blog post that I've got with other Christmas curriculum in it that I haven't covered in this video, because there's quite a few available, but these are the ones that kind of stood out the most to me and I felt would be really helpful to you guys. And I like that most of them can cater for most ages. It's not like you're stuck in, I think even like a high schooler. Honestly, I know that this is set for preschool, but I really think it's more about spending time together as a family. And I mean, do high school kids hate Christmas as soon as they hit high school? No. So I think that really you can do all the activities together as a family and use it for everyone. So just because it's labeled as for a certain age group. If you're not worried about it being like academically appropriate, I still think that you can get really great value out of it for all of your family. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Leave any questions and comments that you have down below. I always love to hear from you, and I try my best to respond to every comment. So I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video if you did enjoy it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,